This year we only had about 7 students in the program, which was a lot less than what we usually have, considering we usually have 3 classes of students.
Next year the program's going to look completely different. For the last, as long as it's been created, we've had an undergraduate athletic training program, but now we're going to have a master's pre-professional. So students will come in just like we would freshman year, but instead they'll already have their bachelor's degree, and then they'll do a 2-year master's program where they work in the classroom and in the clinic to kind of get that experience. So it'll look a lot different than it does this year.
The athletic trainers are there just to help prepare us for games and to help us and prevent injuries, or when we actually do have injuries, they help us recover. Without them, I feel like I would not be able to play basketball, but with them, I was able to endure.
All right, so I chose Heidelberg. A lot was based on my visit here when I was a senior in high school, and it just felt like a family and it felt like a home the second I stepped on campus.
I chose Heidelberg because when I got on campus, it felt like home, and everyone was so nice on my visit and everywhere I met, so it just felt like the right place to be.
In the ATR, it's a mix between, you can make water bottles, you can make ice bags, that's kind of the basic stuff, but also just evaluating injuries, making sure that everyone's getting through games and practices healthy and safe.
So kind of as an athletic training student, we help with different evaluations of any injuries, we help with cleaning, management, anything a certified needs help with, getting ready for practice, taking down for practices, and overall just kind of being there if anyone needs anything, we're kind of the ones to go get it.
COVID changed this year a lot. We went from kind of being in the ATR all the time and working with all the athletes to just kind of only working with the sport that you were assigned to, and it was just kind of a mess, and every time a sport got shut down, we got kind of shut down. We had to clean everything more than usual, like as if it wasn't already clean before. And it was just kind of weird just having to enforce mask wearing and kind of being seen as like the mask police for some of the teams.
With COVID, things have been pretty different. We have to clean a lot more. We don't interact with nearly as many athletes, and making kind of connections with the athletes have been a little bit harder. But one of the biggest things I think that have been different is that we have to do more testing, and we're able to kind of help out with that testing and see how that's managed and worked from kind of an administration standpoint is pretty cool. Definitely something we've never done before.
The most interesting injury that I've ever seen would probably have to be elbow dislocation my junior year when I was working football. It was just a really interesting situation.
The craziest injury I've probably seen was definitely an elbow dislocation that I saw with basketball. It was just a really interesting situation, and the way that it was handled, it was good to kind of have some of that experience.
My plans after Heidelberg are to go and get my master's in exercise science at the University of South Carolina and be a teacher.
After Heidelberg, I plan to go to Valdosta State University in Georgia and get my master's in education while working as a graduate assistant athletic trainer.